Imagine if Leonardo da Vinci had believed painting the Mona Lisa was beyond his reach, or if Thomas Edison had given up after his first failed attempt at the light bulb. They might have fallen into the trap of a fixed mindset, the idea that our abilities are set in stone, unchangeable by effort or learning. But as the ancient philosopher Heraclitus once said, the only constant in life is change. And that, my friends, is where the magic of a growth mindset comes in. So, what exactly is a growth mindset? It's the belief that our talents, intelligence, and abilities can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. Or as Aristotle put it, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. In contrast, a fixed mindset convinces us that we're born with a fixed amount of talent or intelligence, and no amount of hard work will change that. But why does this matter? Whether you're aiming to climb the career ladder, master a new skill, or simply become the best version of yourself, embracing a growth mindset is like unlocking a door to endless possibilities. It's the difference between seeing obstacles as insurmountable walls or as stepping stones to greater things. And the best part? Developing a growth mindset can genuinely transform your life in ways you never imagined. Stick around, because today we're diving deep into how you can cultivate a growth mindset and turn your potential into reality. Ready to shift your thinking and change your life? Let's get started. Understanding growth mindset. Let's break it down. A growth mindset is the belief that your abilities, intelligence, and talents aren't fixed traits. They can be developed and enhanced through effort, learning, and persistence. Think of your brain as a muscle that gets stronger with every challenge you tackle and every skill you learn. This mindset encourages you to embrace challenges, learn from mistakes, and persist in the face of setbacks, all with the understanding that growth is possible. Contrast this with a fixed mindset, where the belief is that your abilities are static, essentially, that you were dealt a certain hand at birth, and there's no changing it. People with a fixed mindset tend to shy away from challenges because they see failure as a reflection of their inherent abilities. If you believe your intelligence is set in stone, why bother trying something new or difficult? This kind of thinking can lead to a fear of failure, an aversion to challenges, and ultimately, stagnation in personal and professional growth. Consider Michael Jordan, who famously said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times, I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed." Jordan's success wasn't just about natural talent, it was about his relentless commitment to improvement and his refusal to let setbacks define him. Or take J.K. Rowling, who faced numerous rejections before finally publishing Harry Potter. Rather than giving up, she used each rejection as fuel to improve her work. She embodies the growth mindset by viewing failure not as a permanent defeat, but as a stepping stone to success. These examples show that a growth mindset isn't just a nice idea, it's a powerful tool that has been a driving force behind some of the greatest achievements in history. By adopting this mindset, you're not just opening yourself up to the possibility of growth, you're actively creating the conditions for it to happen. The benefits of a growth mindset. So, why should you care about developing a growth mindset? Imagine life as a game of pinball. The ball, representing the challenges and opportunities you encounter, will inevitably hit some bumps along the way. But with a growth mindset, you become the master of the flippers, skillfully bouncing back every time life tries to knock you down. Enhanced resilience. With a growth mindset, setbacks are no longer dead ends, they're detours. Instead of throwing in the towel when things don't go your way, you start seeing obstacles as opportunities to learn and grow. You become like a rubber band, stretchy, flexible, and ready to snap back into shape no matter how far life tries to pull you. Boosted motivation. When you believe that your abilities can improve with effort, suddenly, challenges don't seem so scary. In fact, they become exciting. Each challenge is a chance to level up. A growth mindset turns that inner monologue from "I can't do this" to "I can't do this yet." Improved performance. Whether it's in your career, education, or relationships, a growth mindset acts like a superpower. When you're not afraid to fail, you're more likely to take risks, try new things, and push your boundaries. This leads to innovation, better problem solving, and overall, a more fulfilling life. Continuous personal development. A growth mindset turns you into a lifelong learner. You're no longer just aiming for the finish line, you're enjoying the journey of becoming a better version of yourself every day. Everything becomes sharper, more colorful, and, most importantly, full of potential. So, ready to start embracing life's challenges with a whole new perspective? How to develop a growth mindset. Imagine for a moment that life is like a giant, ever-evolving sculpture, and you're the artist. The chisel in your hand? That's your mindset. Whether you carve out a masterpiece or just chip away at the edges depends entirely on how you wield it. So, let's get sculpting. Embrace challenges. Picture challenges not as monstrous obstacles but as sculpting tools handed to you by the universe. Every chisel mark shapes you into something greater. After all, as Nietzsche famously said, that which does not kill us makes us stronger. Learn from criticism. Criticism can sting, but what if we saw it as a finely tuned instrument for refinement? Think of feedback as the wise words of a fellow sculptor, helping you see angles and details you might have missed. Use it to polish your masterpiece. Celebrate effort over results. We live in a world obsessed with finished products, but true beauty lies in the process. Recognize that the effort you put in, the persistence to keep sculpting despite the mess and mistakes, is where the real magic happens. The journey is the destination. Shift self-talk. Imagine you're the narrator of your own life story. What tone are you setting? If you're constantly telling yourself, "I'll never be able to carve this out," well, that's exactly what will happen. Shift your internal dialogue to something like, "This might be tough, but I'm getting closer with each strike." Set learning goals. If you're only focusing on the final masterpiece, you might miss out on the joy of sculpting. Instead, aim to learn with every stroke. Set goals that prioritize growth over perfection, like mastering a new technique or exploring a different material. Overcoming obstacles to a growth mindset. Let's be real, developing a growth mindset sounds great, but it's not always sunshine and rainbows. There are obstacles, pesky little gremlins that try to trip you up along the way. But with a bit of wit, some clever reframing, and a dash of support from your crew, you can tackle these challenges head on. Fear of failure, that nagging voice in your head that whispers, "What if you mess up?" But here's the thing, failure isn't the end of the road, it's just a detour on the scenic route of life. Instead of seeing failure as a sign to give up, think of it as life's way of saying, "Nice try. Now here's how you can do it better next time." Setbacks. Life's curveballs can sometimes feel like getting hit in the face with a pie, messy, unexpected, and definitely not what you ordered. But setbacks are actually setups for comebacks. When things go wrong, remind yourself that this is just one chapter in your story, not the entire book. Power of community. Surrounding yourself with the right people is like having a personal cheerleading squad for your brain. When you're surrounded by those who believe in growth, who encourage you to push your limits, and who pick you up when you stumble, the journey becomes so much easier. Practical tips for sustaining a growth mindset. You've decided to embrace the growth mindset, congrats. But like any good habit, sustaining it requires a bit of maintenance. Think of it like keeping a garden. If you don't water it, weed it, and give it some love, those beautiful flowers of growth might start to wilt. But fear not. Daily reflection. Take a few minutes each day to journal or meditate on what you've learned. What did you learn today? How did you handle challenges? What could you do differently tomorrow? This simple practice helps cement your learning and gives you a sense of accomplishment. Continuous learning. Life is a giant buffet, and each new skill or activity is a different dish. Engaging in new activities or learning new skills regularly keeps your brain sharp and your growth mindset on its toes. Stay curious and keep exploring. Mindful practice. We all have moments when fixed mindset thoughts creep in. When you notice these thoughts, take a deep breath, acknowledge them, and consciously shift your perspective. Instead of "I can't do this,"